Hey, and welcome to the Effect Podcast live stream of our long running campaign. Have we been doing this, lads, for a year now?
Well,
When did we
almost. We
start?
did start quite soon after the first lockdown started, so it must be getting
Yeah.
on for a year, mustn't it?
Yeah,
Not too far short. I can't remember exactly how long after we started it, but
we
probably
could
not
we could
very long.
we could probably, if you really wanted to, spend the next 20 minutes working out the date we actually did it, but that wouldn't be much fun
That'd be
for our
quite good
viewers.
because it would fill some time for.
Or you could probably just go back and look at the recordings. Have you still got the
Production,
recordings
yeah,
of it
sure I could.
updated?
But I can't be bothered. Let's talk about what happened last
Fair
week.
enough.
What happened last week? Because I really enjoyed the scenario last week as a GM. It was great for me. How did you guys feel about it?
Well, I think I really enjoyed it as a player. I'm not sure as a character. I think it became increasingly uncomfortable the longer it went on with events.
But you were lauded. You were heroes of the horizon. You were dining at the very top of the monolith.
We're heroes of the horizon. We were being used in some propaganda.
And that didn't make you feel good. What about you, Oshian?
Against there's the Lossians.
I thought you were enjoying it maybe more than your brother was.
Money. I've just got the prospect of a very good monthly wage coming in consistently. So,
Well, that's true.
frankly,
I'm definitely not averse to that.
frankly, all the hoo-ha is kind of, as I said last time, I was kind of like rabbit in headlights. So it's all sort of passing me by, and I'm not really realizing what the extent of what they're saying is. I think I'm beginning to understand as Yaqub is looking increasingly concerned and isn't enjoying the festivities as much as I've kind of allowed myself to. But yeah, I just going with the flow, enjoying the moment in the limelight, despite the fact that the limelight is tarnished by some horrible Nazi
Racist propaganda.
Yeah.
Zenithian. Let's not call them Nazis because
No,
they're
Zenithian,
playing a lovely game, and so far the Zenithians haven't killed any Jews. But we'll see how they go
Moving swiftly
the
on.
rest of the campaign. Now, yes, things were getting a little bit heated right at the end.
Yes, I remember some of the crowd were not reacting too well to this basically propaganda presentation on the stage that we were being used as part of, and so things were turning a little bit ugly.
I was quite surprised. Weren't all the crowd like loyal Zenithian adherents?
By no means are all the crowd getting ugly,
No.
but there are people here. There is, I think last week we pointed out to you that the governor of Coriolis was here, and this was a little bit critical. That speech you heard was a bit critical of him. There are representatives of the Free League here. There were representatives of the Order of the Pariah here because, they're on the council. And they were definitely getting slammed, so they weren't very happy.
And rightly so.
There's first come people here who are feeling a little bit got at by the Zenithian Hegemony's portrayal of you guys as heroes of Zenithia. So
they've basically pissed off everybody other than a hegemonist.
Apart from the Zenithian Hegemony, yes. I think they've even slightly pissed off the Foundation and the consortium, because your contact who is hoping to recruit you to the Foundation.
Do you think we can change our mind, Yaqub?
Well,
Might be a bit late now.
Yeah.
First of all, though, it says
So basically, having made enemies of everyone apart from the Zenithian hegemony, by changing our minds now, we would also make them enemies. So we'd have
It'll be back to situation normal for one of Matthew's games then for us.
Everyone would be against us.
Yeah.
Let's start off joining the Nazis, but is that such a good idea? No, we'll join the Liberal Party instead.
Join the Social Democrats. Yeah, that'll go well.
So I'm going to spend a darkness point at this point. Darkness point spent. I haven't got my banner that says GM. Yeah, the crowd are shouting fake news, fake news. I think that's entirely appropriate. Oh, nice new avatar, Bruce.
It's not a new
Not
one.
new,
It's had
is
that one
it?
for ages.
Yeah,
Has
it
it?
has had that one. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
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 Okay, but I do have to
Pay
say,
attention.
Klaatu Barada
The
Nikto.
Nikto, indeed.
Um,
And
at,
we're
cost,
back.
at the cost of one darkness point, a barrage of improvised projectiles is hurled at the PCs. So, glasses, bottles, all sorts of crap from the tables getting thrown at you as you're wondering what to do. So, I'll let you take an action in a moment. But first of all,
Basically getting
I'm going
involved
to
in
roll
a
some
big pub
dice.
fight.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't a targeted attack. So you'd have to be very unlucky for me to roll a whole bunch of sixes here.
But
And Dave, you'd have to be very unlucky for me to roll. I got half of mine, spent a couple more darkness points to re-roll those. But no, they clatter around you. You hold your hands up, and it's not very aimed. They're quite drunk. It's quite late in the evening.
I can't be your designated driver. You better find someone.
I'm not drunk, Siri. This is going really well.
the professionalism just shines through, doesn't it? We're just
Right, so given that was a pretty crappy attack, and I was hoping for a little bit more fun than that, I'm going to roll. I'm going to spend 2 more darkness points. So I'm now down to, just tell you this, look at this, 5 darkness points. Has it ever been so low?
only
it
at
cost-
the start of a scenario of a campaign.
2 angry merchants follow up on that missile attack, and they've picked up some meaty looking bits of table leg or something. You're not quite sure where they've come from. They're not designed as weapons, but they're about to be used as weapons upon you.
I always
So-
find it interesting that whenever these fights break out, the legs just fall off the chairs just like that. It's like
Yeah.
suddenly I've got a chair leg. Okay.
Well, I think maybe while everybody else was throwing bottles, these guys were disassembling chairs.
They were getting their little saws out that they were carrying and sawing the legs off.
No, it's Allen keys. These are going to be IKEA chairs, aren't they? Like,
Are you saying
Yeah, they're in the corner going-
IKEA is the centre of the hegemony? Swedish visitors may want Swedish listeners may want to take issue with that. So I'm going to pick up a card and show it to you. Dave, that's you you're on 4s,
4. Okay.
and that's you, Tony. You're on 2s. There are bloody 1s.
And high is quick, isn't it?
I tell you what, I'm gonna
High is.
split there. Yeah, highs goes first. 6 goes first. So one of them goes, then you, Dave,
Yeah.
then the other one of them, and then no,
No, they
then
got
you,
one.
Tony,
I got 2.
and then one of them. And they attack.
I'm on 4s.
Or look, yeah, he's coming at you with his bump weapon.
Can I defend?
You are able to defend. I recommend it indeed. Yes, I recommend it.
Okay, I've got 5. Okay. Yep, so I'm trying to block that.
Okay.
Can I use dexterity to dodge it instead?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, I think you have to block it. Yeah.
No, fine. That's fair enough.
How many did
It
you
does-
get?
I haven't rolled yet.
Okay.
I get 1, but I'm going to push, seeing we've got so few darkness points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll build up that pool again.
Yeah, and I get a second one. So I've got 2 successes.
Okay. Well, you managed then to fend off his attack, but not do anything else. Because he got 2 successes too, so you've just counteracted him. What do you want to do though? So you've used a fast action.
Is the other guy
Or
going
used
for?
one action?
Yeah. Is the other guy going for Yaqub?
The other guy is probably going to go for Yaqub, yes.
So as I've kind of like blocked this guy and taken a step to the side, I'm going to punch the one going for Yaqub.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I reckon you're close enough together to do that. I keep dropping the card.
Sadly, I'm shit at combat, unless it's dexterity based, in which case I'm quite good, or I'm defending. So I've only got 3 dice for melee combat.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll give it a go.
Okay.
Is it worth pushing on 3 dice, Tone?
It's always worth pushing if you're going to be a darkness point for it.
No. I'm kind of hoping I might have made him think twice about attacking Tony, but I'm not going to push that.
You're not going to push that. Okay. So, Tony, your turn. Yaqub.
Well, so this guy's just coming. One of these guys is just coming at me. Yes.
Yes, he is.
I think I'll probably just punch him. I think.
Okay.
Unless there's a handy chair leg lying around I can pick up first.
No,
I just
think
need to-
they've got the handy chair.
I just need to run and get my rule book. I'll be right back.
That's okay.
Yeah, so the guy that's coming at me, I am punching. I'm not good at punching really, but I get 1 success. I'll probably stick with that.
Okay. I think he will defend himself. What's his stats on defense? Has he got defense? Where is he? What's he meant to be? Yeah. Well, yeah, he's got those 5 dice, I knew that. Okay, and he's going to try and defend himself, parry that blow with his device.
You're being more successful than me, Yaqub.
Well, only by 1 success,
So yes is the answer then.
marginally.
Yeah, he swats your punch out of the way and then comes in with a counterattack and misses entirely. Oh God, I'm going to push that roll. Right, he hits. You've
Can
still
I
got
block-
an action point to block him though?
Yeah, I will. Is that just another melee combat roll?
Yeah,
I will try and do that. I get 3 successes.
and you block him. Oh, nice fisticuffs. Now, Dave, at this point, well, Tony, first of all, in the midst of this, you see somebody quite familiar coming towards you in the crowd. A elegant woman dressed as a courtesan, and she seems to be fast approaching the two of you, weaving through the crowd elegantly, not pushing anybody out of the way, but seeming to find sort of space. And you recognize her as somebody that you've had sort of contact with. Dave hasn't particularly, or Oshian hasn't seen her for years, but you and she have kept in touch. It's Oshian's sister.
What's her name?
Whose name I've just forgotten. Oshian, fill me in on the name. You wrote her.
It's Isabelita.
Isabelita,
Ah, yes.
that's it. Thank you. Now, you just happen to see that. She's nowhere near enough to take action at the moment. Oshian,
Is she heading towards us though? Does it look like? Or is she kind of?
appears to be heading towards the combat, yes, that you are in. It's not your turn, Oshian. It's the Jinn.
The Jinn.
Jinn.
Sorry, no, it's the card, the Jinn, that I've drawn.
Okay.
What?
Oh shit! This just escalated.
He is. Oh, I'm going to spend another darkness point. These are crap rolls I'm doing here. He's just too drunk. He's waving this chair leg around in a dark mood. He's not giving up yet, but yeah, almost you got to watch out where you step to dodge him or to counterattack, because you might accidentally hit his weapon, but
Get caught
it
by
looks
his
like if you
windmills.
stay stock still, he's not going to hit you at all.
Excellent. My action then.
Your action, yeah.
So I'm not really sure that trying to attack somebody with my melee combat is really
Effective.
effective here.
I mean, do we get the impression these guys are specifically targeting us, or are we just caught up in the middle of a general melee that's just kicked off?
There is general agitation, but you two were up on the stage just moments ago, being lauded by the hated Zenithian Hegemony, and these
guys want to get their own back.
I think free leaguers or something like that who have, and also
Bloody Free League,
when things started kicking off, the Zenithians, you were up on stage with the woman from the bulletin. She magically got whisked away. This may be a point to remind you that some time ago, when you were with Captain Quassar, he said, "Find these people a protection detail and some courtesans." And some people went off to do that, but they haven't turned up yet. Now, the bulletin guys obviously had their protection detail who have whisked them away, but you've been left there. So it's kind of like you're the only people for anybody to take any vengeance out of. There are other fights happening as well, because there are,
Does it feel like we might suddenly become outnumbered by, might get mobbed?
It definitely feels already that you're outnumbered. You are surrounded by a mob. There are people in the mob fighting each other, but yeah, you're outnumbered at the moment.
So we're kind of in the mob, but only two of them are actively coming for us.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
so I think, away.
I think we need to put one of them down, then, don't we, to try and make the point. So I'm gonna try punching the guy on Yaqub again.
On Yaqub, okay.
Yep.
Roll the dice.
With my expert 3 dice. Yeah.
Want to give me I'm running out of darkness points, so I'll quite happily take one.
It's only 3 dice is the problem. So my second, so that's 2 of my 3 actions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to reserve one for in case he decides to attack you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm much better at defending myself with melee combat, and I think maybe I'm beginning to feel a bit outmatched and a bit anxious about all of this.
Right. He's sticking on you, Tony, for the moment. He swings wildly, muttering a prayer to the dancer as he does so. and does strike. Do you want to defend against that?
Yes, I do. I get 2 successes.
Again, you manage to parry him.
So, is it my action now?
It is, yes.
I'll punch him then again.
It should have been your action first.
Should have been your action first. Yeah. Sorry.
Never mind.
Oh, well, can I keep my 2 successes? Yeah, okay. Oh, no, I get 3 successes on my punch. Can I use one of those for a stunt? Is a stunt a thing in Coriolis, or is that Alien? I can't remember.
Yes, he did try and defend, but he's got just 1 success on that defense. So, now, hold on. I've got to remember how it works in this game. In this game, I believe you deal your damage and he takes damage dice off with his defense. Oh, God. So long since
So I think that removes a success.
He removes a success, not damage.
I think so, yeah.
In some games, it's 1, and in other games, it's the other. Range combat, defending. Yeah, no. So no, I neutralize 6s. So I neutralize. So yeah, you've got how many 6s? 3.
3.
3.
Yep.
You've now only got 2, so you've got a choice of. You can't crit him. with
I mean,
hand to hand.
a punch would be, was it 4 successes for a crit or something?
It's something ridiculous.
It's quite a lot, but it's well beyond what we're going to achieve anyway, I think.
But can I do damage with one and then do a stunt like trying to disarm him and take his
Yes, you
chair leg
can.
off him with my second one?
Definitely, you can. Definitely. Disarm. You disarm your enemy, but only after their attack has been resolved normally. But they've already had their attack because I went out of order.
You're so out of order, Matt.
Yeah, bang out of order.
Bang out of order. Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, so I'm going to try and grab his chair leg off him, whatever
Right.
he's trying to hit me with.
Excellent. So you do that much damage. Your fist is...
It's going to be 1, isn't it?
Probably one, I imagine.
Yeah. Okay, and you rip the chair leg out of his arms. Okay. How well do you know Isabelita, Oshian? Do you know enough to recognise her? I mean, you think...
Yeah, I think so. So I think I did see her in the distance when we were at Alcamar's the first time, but decided, and I know she's on Coriolis. But because she'd left or was taken away, when we were kids, I chose not to approach her. But then after everything that's happened, I've had a growing feeling of regret of not actually having tried to build a bridge with her again. So I think I would recognize her.
Is she your little sister or your big sister?
I think she's my big sister,
Right.
which is why she was taken ahead of me when we were in
Okay.
Menkar.
So I'm going to deal her in now into this little melee that you guys are having. And she goes on 2s. Same as
Same as me.
you, Tony. Just a bit ahead of you if you have conflicting actions. So this chap who's fighting you is going to try and swing wildly and drunkenly again.
I will try and avoid it, I think, if he's going to hit me.
Very well. You have 2 successes to beat.
I only get 1.
Then he strikes. Well, no, you. He strikes.
So, yeah.
Dealing you, I can't remember how much damage. 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Yes, and he is going to reserve his action for defense if I spend a darkness point. Your turn, Tony. Oh, no, your turn, Dave, to make to take an action if you want to.
Have I seen Isabelita at this point or not?
I think you have, yes. That's why I was asking you these questions about her.
Yeah. And what is she doing?
She has a fan and she's looking very elegant. She's
fan.
very difficult to read.
No, I mean, is she dashing through the crowd towards us? Is she watching the fight? Is she?
She has come into the melee now. but
Right,
she
okay.
doesn't particularly look like she's in any sort of attack mode. She looks like an elegant courtesan. It's almost like she's going to take you to a dance.
I think I'm a bit dumbstruck by this. So I think my first action is to kind of look at her and say, "Here, what are you doing here?" And then I'm going to stand in front of her, between her and the bad guys, to protect her. And I think that's my actions.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go. She's going to go before you, Yaqub, because he asked a question. It's only fair that she answers it. She says, "My brother, the star of the bulletin and the hero of the horizon. Let me embrace you," she says. And she embraces you. And she says, "You appear to have forgotten your mother's lessons, our mother's lessons." Tony, you're still tackling this guy, but you now have a chair leg in your hand. This gives you +2 on bonus.
Oh, wow.
It's as good as a shovel in Alien.
Is it? Oh shit! I was lucky to survive being hit by it then.
Okay, well, I shall just hit the bloke that's attacking me then with my mighty chair leg of doom.
Yeah, it only does 1 point of damage still, but it is +2 because of the extra range, I guess.
Oh, of course, now I've got more dice. I roll no sixes.
Do you want to give me a darkness point? Because I'm down to 1 darkness point.
Go on then, have
Go
another
on,
darkness
give us-
point.
oh,
have a
thank you.
darkness point.
Do we get a bonus if we got you down to 0 darkness points? Do we just like instantly win?
You get a few moments of respite where basically the whole scenario grinds to a halt because I've got no darkness points, so I can't make any actions.
I get 1 success now.
1 success. You
Yeah.
hit him for 1 point of damage. And he's not going to defend because I've only got 2 darkness points. Instead, he is going to launch a... Yeah, I think he's quite angry. He's making a grab for you, but he's down 2 dice now because he's got no stick.
Because I've got his
Then
stick.
he prays to the dancer. Oh, God. And does a point of damage.
Can I block that?
Oh, you can, yes.
And on the block, do I also get my 2 extra dice for having a big stick to block it with? Or not?
I think if you're using a
think you probably
weapon, I
do.
suspect you probably do, yeah.
I get 2 successes then on that.
Right, yeah. So he tries to grab the stick, but you just
Said, my stick now.
whack his hand with it.
Like, yes, don't forget your stick, Lieutenant. Yes, I wouldn't want to face a machine gun without this.
Look at it, yeah.
Hey. Slightly contrived, but still, I don't care.
Right, next round. And the other guy is going to take advantage of you being in an embrace with your long-lost sister.
Do I not get a chance to resist the embrace? Because we're in the middle of a fight here.
No, you don't. She moves remarkably smoothly. Sort of almost predicting your actions and still sweeping you up. Fuck it. Bloody praise to the bloody dancer. Oh, ass!
The dancer's obviously on holiday.
And your sister, I'm gonna let her do this. This isn't actual actions, but just for the narrative because I rolled 2 zeros. Your sister kind of plucks the chair leg out of his arms and throws him away and says, "We must dance, my darling." And she whisks you. Oh well, no, it's your turn now. Is there anything you want to do?
So I'm still in Isabelita's embrace, am I?
Yeah, well, now only half an embrace because she's just defending you from a stick.
And Yaqub's looking like he's got that bloke under control.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, he's got the stick now.
Okay, I'm going to say to the drunk guy, what's my manipulation like? Okay, it's as bad as my melee combat.
I love this. I gotta say, you've been playing for a year, Dave. Your manipulation shit. By all means, say it. But
I think I'm going to try. I'm going to say, "You're drunk. Stop it. Stand down." To the guy who was coming towards us and just had the stick plucked out of his hand.
right, okay. Do you want to manipulate him?
I will try. No, I'm not going to bother. I won't bother.
Yeah. You're not even gonna.
3 dice is hardly worth it, is it?
No. You got no successes. Is what you're saying?
None at all. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think hitting him with my melee combat isn't really. I'm not feeling the combat flow in me at the moment until.
She so Isabelita is going to take your arms and say, surely you remember the dance that your mother taught us. And she kind of gets you almost like in a foxtrot. and she's holding one hand and sort of steering you with another hand in the small of your back, and then she makes a move, a dance move, but accidentally hits. Well, accidentally or on purpose. She swings your hand and hits the drunk bloke who's been entirely ineffectual so far, slap in the face for 2 points of damage, and then swings you almost like you're a young female dancer in a sort of lift, and your legs kick up in the air.
This is the end of Dirty Dancing, but I'm playing baby.
Yes, you are. And for another 2 points, entirely by surprise, and I've run out of darkness points now, so he can't defend himself. She hits the other one as well. And they're both knocked away. Neither of them are out by any means, but they're a bit stunned to get that attack there. Tony, what are you doing?
Well, I guess I'll just keep hitting the bloke that's attacking me with the stick.
By all means, go ahead.
3 successes.
Ooh.
What do you want to do with that? Nice crit.
Yeah, I'll do. If I can do a crit, I'll do a crit.
Is this fight being watched by the bulletin? Is this like being broadcast live? Go on, smash his skull in, Toad. Go on.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about that. If he's attacking me,
Let's see what your crit is first. I would love it if the hero of the Horizon is seen beating a guy to death with a 66. That
self-defense.
Day.
He came at me with a stick.
Oh yeah, and that is how it will be played across the bulletin, because the bulletin are on your side.
Anyway, here's my crit. Black dice first. It's 54.
54.
That's still quite bad, I think.
So, yeah, you whack him, and he is laid out low. Yes. Yeah, he is absolutely knocked out there. He goes flying. Blood spatters, a tooth spatters out of his mouth as you whack him out there. And you'll notice that one of the big screens that had you embracing by Captain Quassar kind of has it. And
Slow
in
motion.
slow motion, you can see this guy go, whoa.
Excellent.
I think we should get out of here, don't you? Says Isabelita.
Yeah, I think that would be very good.
Yeah, I think you may have a point.
Now, just to say, Dave, that you kind of had spurned your mum's lessons when she was teaching you these things, but as she took your body through this dance, you are remembering lessons that your mother taught you at a very, very early age. And because you spent 5 points on that talent I told you about,
Yep.
you, I think, probably, I mean, it might take you a little time. I might, ask for more darkness points to use it or something to begin with while you're practicing. But you have got a talent called
War Dance.
War Dance, yes.
And finally, I become good at melee combat. So
No,
I think,
you don't. You become good at dexterity. But
well, okay,
that
it's
deals
combat in
damage.
melee. Yeah.
And I cannot
So,
find
so,
War
so I
Dance.
think I've got the stats. I've got the stats here for it.
But I just wanted to describe it for our listeners.
I know. But did you want to describe it, or shall I?
Oh, you can say it. Say it then, because I can't find it.
So you'll have to remind me if I get any of this wrong. But the War Dance allows me to attack up to 5 times at short range using dexterity. If an attack fails, I take 2 damage or mind points, and presumably, does that stop the chain of attacks, or?
Yes, I think so.
And
So
it costs
the cost of
it costs
one
a
darkness point,
A darkness point, yeah.
you give in to the dancer's ecstasy and enter a frenzy that turns your arms and melee weapons into a whirlwind of rending violence. You lose the rest of your actions, but you may attack up to 5 times within short range. State the number of attacks you're making before rolling any attack, using dexterity instead of melee combat. If you manage to damage your target with an attack, you must continue with the next attack, aimed at the same or another target. That was a question actually we had. I couldn't remember whether it was had to be a different target.
So
If an attack fails to deal damage, you suffer 2 points of damage or stress, your choice, and the frenzy breaks.
Yeah.
I love that comment from Millie there. Full auto for your fist.
Yes, full auto for your fists.
I think so. One of my starting items was a library database, which was my mother's old Alarms Temple diaries, and I think I have been sort of looking over them, and there's obviously things in there that are starting to come back to me. I do suspect that the first time the first time I use War Dance will be in a stressful moment when I'm kind of desperately trying to get out of a difficult situation, and it'll just happen, and it'll surprise and shock me as much as it will anybody else.
Yeah,
suddenly my instincts are taking over, and I could do all these dreadful things.
What Isabelita just did, she appeared to have full control throughout it.
Yeah.
She may be such an expert at it that it doesn't look like a frenzy when she does it. I think when you do it, it will look, Dave, like pretty much you shooting a gun on full auto.
At first, I think the idea was that Isabelita and I were both trained equally when we were younger, and I just had all that conditioning wiped out.
Well, yeah, I think you rejected it wholeheartedly because
maybe
it's such a Zenithian fanboy.
I'm not sure. Well, I think I became a Zenithian fanboy after Isabelita was, in my mind, kidnapped by the Alarms Temple to take her back.
Right. Yeah.
And it was after that I took a real downer on First Come generally.
And all the teachings of the First Come. But
now
anyway,
they're coming back.
She's looking around and she says,
"Yeah,
I fear you've made unwise choices. We may be on opposing sides in the forthcoming dance. But right now, I shall take you to your new friends." And as she's describing this and sort of guiding you through the crowd, again, the crowd, she's not pushing people out of the way, but she seems to be finding space within the crowd that your passage seems to be relatively unhindered. And it is turning into a bit of a massive barroom brawl now. But on the way towards you, you see some of the household guard of the Quassar family, what are known as the Peacock Warriors, rushing towards you in their very extravagant costumes.
Before we get to them, as we're going along, I'm going to whisper to Isabelita that I made this choice because it gives me the most visibility and influence, rather than because I support the people I've chosen.
Oh, absolutely. You've been so very visible. And she nods towards a slow motion. Actually, I think they're rerunning action replay. Tony's whack with the stick.
Yeah, I'll look at that and go, I'm not a bad hit, was it? I'm quite pleased with that.
There's a game. See that? You just turned your shoulders slightly there. You'd have got him so much more effectively.
She kind of then melts into the crowd just as these soldiers come up and say, Oshian and Yaqub, sir, apologies for our delay. We must get you to safety.
Yes,
And
you must.
Immediately they surround you and Tony and they do push people out of the way. Extravagant pushing going on here. People getting knocked over backwards, people falling over each other to get out of the way, and you are marched not towards one of the main doors, but to one of the lesser known doors that you hadn't seen before, but obviously is a way for family members to move in and out of these spaces discreetly if required. And then I have to remember what happens. Give me a moment. Somebody can't get to you, but you will notice as they're ushering you out, you hear somebody shouting at you, and I don't know how familiar your characters are with this, but your previous characters took a job off this woman. It's Sister Almus. And Sister Almus is the representative of the Zenithian Order of the Martyr on the Coriolis Council. And she's in charge of the sanatorium.
Yeah.
Pretty much in charge of the Zolossian mission here up there on Coriolis. She's normally very calm and very nun-like, but you can see her eyes as she stares at the two of you with sorrow and resentment, and she says, "How did you destroy our ships at Uharu? You are the servants of darkness, enemies of the martyr." Before you're whisked through these doors. And
Well, that went wrong quickly, didn't it?
you are taken down a few floors. This isn't terribly posh. This is kind of servants' quarters, but it is Sky City, so it's probably better than anything you've ever seen for a back stairway. Still carpeted and stuff like that.
Carpeted, ooh, posh.
You go down a few flights and then out onto a terrace where there is a waiting gravcraft, and you are ushered, or not ushered, you're respectfully invited into the gravcraft.
I guess as we're going, I'm saying to them, where are you taking us?
An apartment has been arranged for you in Covenant City.
Okay. With guards and courtesans.
Well, we're the guards. I'm not so sure about the courtesans. And yes, and so you are whisked. I have no darkness points, so nothing else will happen.
What's going on? No darkness points. This is a bizarre situation.
Yeah.
You are whisked down the various levels of the monolith, through the cloud base, which of course the monolith is up through the clouds. You feel the air getting thicker around you, because outside the air is actually quite thin on that terrace, and then into a very pleasant private grav pad in some ornate gardens, where there is a small. This is Covenant City, so it's kind of right down at the base of the monolith, but still. When you were living in the neighbouring neighbourhood, Yaqub, you looked with some jealousy towards the apartments at the base of the monolith. It's quite near to the hospital that you were brought into. Luxurious, if small. It's an apartment block, but each apartment is arranged like a sort of separate villa, so that you seem to have your own private bit of garden or balcony. And although you can see that there are kind of interconnected apartments coming up the monolith behind you, and you imagine below you as well, your space sort of feels like it's its own house, coming in this way at least. And indeed, there are a number of courtesans there who have prepared drinks for you, and are offering you a massage. It's obviously been quite a stressful time, all with the compliments of Captain Quassar.
Well, I guess whilst we're here, we might as well enjoy ourselves. Eh? It's not going to last
Maybe-
long, is it?
No, it isn't. I don't suppose.
And so before the guards? The guards presumably stay here,
Well,
like,
they
on the perimeter to be our defence,
yes,
not in the
they'll
room.
stay
But...
to create, and they explain that they have a kind of bunkhouse in their own kitchen, so they won't be required unless you require them in the
property
apartment
itself.
at all. But they will be close, and they give you a emergency button to press if you are required.
Do we have any of the kit that we had on us, like our personal gear, when we were going through the portal? Did that come with us?
Not to the hospital. No, I don't think so. The courtesans say that they have, or rather, your Zenithian clients have heard. What's her name? Let me just remind you what her name is. Remind myself. Yes, Fader Din Krama, who is your main point of contact, has had intelligence that your vessel was being moved from Debaran to Coriolis in an effort to persuade you to join with the Foundation. Apparently, it has been secured and landlocked on the net, but they assure you that Din Krama has a plan to help you liberate it.
Well, that sounds good. But personal gear, did any of that come with us?
These courtesans aren't necessarily
Okay, maybe I'm
fully
going
informed.
to ask the senior guard, whoever that is, to go and find out whether when we were
Oh no,
brought
well
back
they
from...
can do that for you, but
Yeah.
their presumption is that nothing came with you,
Right. Okay.
apart from the emerald disc, which is now in the hands of the Foundation.
Okay.
And maybe stuff that you might have had in your pockets, but what are you asking for anything in particular?
Well, just things like my specialist weapons and stuff. Like my rifles and things.
Well, I think they may still be on the ship,
Right. Okay.
but they will investigate. They will endeavour to find out for you.
Okay. Well, I think I'm up for a massage then.
Yeah, it's been quite stressful. Massage, nice long bath.
Right. So
And I'm going to
bath
try
is
and
run.
I'm going to think through what happened with Isabelita and the feelings I had and the movements and everything.
I will say to Oshian that if you want to, that was a bit of a surprise there, your sister turning up. Yeah, if you want to talk about how you feel about it, then I'm sure these guys can get a therapist in or something.
Not sure I want to talk to them about Isabelita.
No, that was a joke, Oshian. You talk to me. You know you can talk to me. Come on.
Well, you know that my background is Alam's Temple. I was born into that sect. My mother was a courtesan adherent of the Alam's Temple. She left it, and we grew up on another planet in the Menkar system, away from the temple. I don't remember much about my childhood particularly, other than it mostly being free and happy. Isabelita was taken when I was late teens, and in that moment, my mother packed me into Najara and told me to get the hell out. And I did, and I've never been back. The events that have happened over the last few weeks and months have awoken something, have awoken my training or awoken some conditioning. And I'm feeling increasingly like I need to support Alarm's Temple and what Alarm's Temple are trying to do, despite what they did to my family. I'm guessing Isabelita seems well and well trained, but I've been increasingly getting the urge to want to make sure that the best thing happens for the Horizon, and maybe put the Horizon's good ahead of my own, perhaps. But it's all very confused, and the dreams I've had about my sister and my mother haven't helped. But I kind of think that might be my conditioning coming to the surface again. So thanks for listening.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Wake up, Yaqub. It's not that boring.
Well, while you've been having this conversation,
opening my soul to Yaqub, and he's just like,
it's a
it's fine.
very
I was just
relaxing massage.
I was just checking my Facebook on my phone. So, how are we feeling then about working for the Esteban then? Now,
There's a little frisson of excitement amongst the courtesans hereabouts when you mention the Esteban so openly by name.
I'm kind of thinking we're not having this conversation in the earshot of the courtesans.
No, I think we might wait.
I was imagining you half naked and oiled while these guys are
I think we've done the
rubbing
half
delicate
naked
oils
oil. I've had the massage, and I think we're having this conversation then away from. I guess we want to be a little bit careful about. This is
in the tepidarium. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's only once you're in the tepidarium do you bring up the word Esteban.
Yeah, or maybe we're actually having a little walk in our silk dressing gowns out on the veranda or something in the wind, so that it's harder for somebody to overhear us.
There's a little frisson of excitement among the security team.
we walk outside in our.
So we're walking outside in dressing gowns. Hello, boys.
Given that we're in an apartment provided for us by the Zenithians, there we might want to be a bit careful about what we say.
Yep. Yes. I like that what Bruce has said. Oshian, where to begin to tell his life story? Yaqub, skip to the end. Thanks, Bruce. So I think we should have a quiet conversation, ideally away from the Esteban. I think. Well, it's hard to turn down 25,000 per a month, considering how hard life has been for the pair of us for such a long time. I do wonder, though, whether actually being at the centre of what the hegemony is up to with the Esteban, that's great for us to learn more about what happened to Nor and what happened to the emissary and other things that are going on.
So we can just take the money and pretend we're undercover then, basically.
Yeah. But then I
for
think
yourselves you're undercover, is this? Just is that how you're trying to justify the money?
Possibly.
But I think that Alarm's Temple would take a view on what is best for the Horizon, and Alarm's Temple, despite all their ills, do place the good of the Horizon first. And I think that's what I want to do. And being at the center of the Esteban might give me, as I said to Isabelita, visibility of what is going on there, at least some of it, that might help us avert some of the worst evils that might be perpetrated That's
Yeah.
my
Plus, it's.
my
I mean,
thing.
to be honest, even if we decided that wasn't the best approach, I think kind of getting out of the situation we're in wouldn't be straightforward anyway. So
No,
don't think we have much of a choice. But
stick with it for now.
yes,
Let's get the ship back, get our gear back, get some money, and then we're in a better position to make decisions about what's best. But
One of
presumably,
the courtesans comes out into the garden and says, "Forgive me, gentlemen. There is a messenger from Johar Quassar here to see you."
okay, we better go and see the messenger.
let's go and see him.
It's a woman.
Her.
Yeah, she is. You remember those servants of Johar Quassar that were very finely dressed, and each of them had a poisonous plant in their hands.
Yes.
And
Rings
it's
a bell.
one of those types, dressed like that.
Has she got a poisonous plant with her?
She's not got a poisonous plant with her, no. But can you, Dave, make an observation roll, please?
Getting onto something, I've got slightly more dice on, so when I fail, it's even more pathetic. Have a darkness point, Matt.
Thank you. I have a darkness point.
Okay, but with my reroll, I get 3 successes.
Okay, with your reroll, you reckon so she is covered up modestly. You can see that under her hood, she has got the sort of makeup that those guys were wearing. Her face is mostly wrapped, but only her eyes are visible. You've seen those eyes before. Exactly those eyes.
Should I have been rolling 2 extra dice on my...
Yeah, do you want to roll those 2 extra dice?
No extra successes, but I did have 3 with the original roll. Is this... So are these eyes that I've had conflict with before?
For 3, that's a critical success in anybody's business, isn't
Yeah.
it? So you recognize these are the eyes of Akuba Kosha, the judicator, who was your main liaison in your first investigation.
The one that betrayed us and nearly got us killed.
And was
That would
working...
be the thing to remind your friend of if he starts talking to her as a long lost comrade. Yes, but you haven't particularly recognised her
No, okay.
because Dave once said, "I want to remember those eyes," and so I've given him the chance to remember those eyes. You never asked about that.
Fair enough.
I'm attacking her.
Uh,
I'm gonna hit her, and I'm gonna hit her with War Dance.
Okay.
Because she terrifies me. I think she's tried to kill us. She is here probably now to kill us.
That may be the thing that I had planned. Yes.
And I think the look in her eye tells me, and just my instinct kicks in. Maybe I think what I see, I see her eyes flick to Yaqub with a look of death and killing intent in them, and that's what triggers me.
Okay. I think she looks at you with a look of death and killing intent.
Well, that too, but I think when she looks at Yaqub, that's when I fling into action.
Okay. So because you got that critical success, I'm going to give you a free hit. She is going to surprise you, but obviously you've surprised her. She was going to surprise you, but you've beaten her to it.
Okay, so I don't have any weapons, do I?
No.
So it's just hand to hand. Okay, so it's I get 6 dice with my agility and my dexterity. Okay, for my first attack.
Okay.
I get 3 successes
Right.
with my first blow.
I'm just working out how this goes. She is obviously, I think, going to try and defend. So if she gets more than 3 successes, she will.
Take no damage. Yeah.
but also she will break your
Yeah.
frenzy. But if she doesn't, then you roll again and again
Yeah.
up to 5 times. So I'm just remembering what her skills are. Close combat skills aren't actually that good. She's more of a gun person. No, so she fails to block you.
So that's 3 points of damage.
That's 3. Yeah, 3 points of damage. And another attack.
Because I'm guessing I'm not anywhere near a critical. I don't know. Is it worth checking what the critical is for a fist?
I'm just doing that in the wrong book. Give me a moment.
Yeah, no worries. This is the moment where Tony was thinking, "Oh, she looks really pretty. Maybe I'll get her to give me a massage." And then Oshian launches at her. Yeah, good point. Don't forget to take a darkness point for me using War Dance as well, Matthew.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah, Bruce reminded us in the chat for that.
Thank you, Bruce. You're a lifesaver.
Good call.
I've only got 2 darkness points.
Yeah, this is it feels like a very unusual situation.
It is exceedingly unusual.
So few darkness points.
Yeah, some people might argue I should have spent a darkness point for her coming, but because I've invented her arrival, there are no rules in the book that say I should spend any darkness points.
So the crit for unarmed is 3, Matt.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that.
It's on page
So
130.
you need to get 4 successes.
Yeah. Okay, so my second attack then. I'm basically trying to pummel her back towards the door that she's come through.
Yeah.
Okay, that's only 1 success.
But it's still good. That's 4 points of damage.
Okay.
But I don't think you can add up successes to get crits.
No, not a cross number. I could push that though if I wanted to, presumably.
Interesting.
Because it's basically up to 5 attacks using
can
dexterity.
Push 1 once.
Is that your call? I can push 1 once
yes,
of the 5. Okay.
Because you are using. So this is 5 attacks as 1 long 3
Actions.
action.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's quite cool. I like that actually. The tactical use of the push if you needed it. Okay, my third attack. Okay, this is my tactical push because I got no successes on that one. So take a darkness point for the push, Matt.
Thank you very much.
And I got 1 success on the third one.
Okay.
Okay, I can't push anymore. My 4th attack. I miss.
4th attack.
Okay,
So
I'm going to take 2 to stress for that because this is
okay.
my body is kind of taken over and
Yes.
my brain is kind of watching it happen.
Right, and at that point we go into initiative, I think. So, Dave, you get 35.
Okay.
That's 3.
3, yeah.
Tony, you get, I can't see, 6. So you go first. She gets a 4. So it'll be you, Tony, her,
And then me.
and then you again. And I don't think there's any reason why you can't do that again at the cost of another darkness point.
Yeah. Because actually, when I'm not doing that, I'm really shit at combat. Hand to hand.
So, Tony, what is your action?
Well, I think I'll attack it. I might shout. Assuming it's one of this courtesan that's still around.
Yes.
Told us. I'm gonna shout, "Get the guards!"
Okay.
And then I'm gonna punch a Cuba.
Okay. Give it a go.
Did you keep your stick, Tone?
Sadly, I don't think I still have the stick.
A souvenir chair leg. Damn.
Can I get 1 success? I probably won't push because I'm not gonna give you darkness points.
Yeah, that's okay. You get through. So that's 5. So you scored 5 points of damage, did you? Or 4?
I did 4 in total. No,
Four
I did 5. No, I did 5 because I
Yeah.
did 3 on the first one, and then 1 on 1, and then I missed.
Yeah. So that's 6 points of damage she's got now. She well, foolishly, I just made her make a defensive roll, which is a waste of my time. But she draws her pistol, which is a one short action, and then fires a quick shot at one of you, and that will be 1, 2, 3. You, Dave. 4, 5, 6. Tony, and it's you, Dave.
Okay.
And
You should get -3 for melee range shooting.
yes, she does, and she also gets -2 for doing a quick shot. So this is going to go really well.
And I have the armor of the silk dressing gown, of course.
So that's okay. But she hits, and she hits with an accelerator pistol. Oh God!
Okay. Accelerated pistol.
Yeah, so that does 2 points of damage.
2. Okay. I can't do anything about that, so I just have to take those. Okay.
So
So
it's your
my
turn.
action.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and grapple the gun off her.
Okay. So that's melee.
Yeah. Or do I want to war dance again?
Oh, war dancer again, I would.
Okay. Yeah, Cube.
With
Yeah,
3 dice.
do that
Just
shit
to grapple-
again.
To get the gun off, you'd probably have to. You'd need to do a hit and then at least one more success to stun, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So with 3 dice, that probably
Yeah. Okay.
Or-
Yeah, she
So
gets
I would
4
go
dice
for-
to defend as well. So
I would
Yeah.
go for the
if I
war
spent
dance,
a darkness point, and I would spend a darkness point.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, take a darkness point for the war dance then, Matt.
Thank you.
And I will attack. Oh, fuck off. Okay, I'll push.
Okay.
Okay, that's 2 successes with my push.
Okay. So that's 2 points of damage.
2 more points of damage. My next one, I really want to get a crit. Come on. Now that's 1 success on my second attack. That's another point of damage.
Yeah.
And I miss.
Right.
So I take. Okay, I'm going to take 2 more stress. Mind point stress, I think.
Okay.
And is she still up, is she?
Yes. Tony, your turn.
I'll hit her again.
Oh, pardon me.
Again for 1 success.
Okay, I think I might spend a darkness point for a crappy defense, but she fails. She tries to parry it, so that's a point.
But she's still up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a lot of health.
Yeah.
And I think she might point the gun at you. Same.
Me again.
No. She's going for you, Tony. I think. And gets a hit for 2 points of damage.
Okay, so there's nothing to do about that.
Do I go for a third war dance? This is just building up Matt's point darkness.
And
Well-
how many mind points have you got left?
I've got 4 left. And I've got 4 hit points left. Yeah,
We want to take it out, don't we?
she was trying to kill us whilst she was pretending to be our friends. And yeah, I'm war dancing again, Matt. This is
Okay.
my River Tam moment.
Sanjo, Bruce says he gave a darkness point away, so war dance away.
Okay, that's 3 successes in my first attack.
Oh. Okay, carry on.
Okay, my second attack is just 1 success.
Excellent.
Come on, I want 4. Oh, and a miss. Okay,
Right.
so that was 3 in total, I think, for the 2 attacks.
Excellent. And on that first attack, rather on the second. So as you swung, you can't really control what you're doing with this one. When you went for the second one, there was no resistance at all. She was like a rag doll. And as you come for the third one, you miss because she slips below your outstretched hand as she collapses to the ground, broken.
I think I collapse as well with the shock of what's just happened to me, and the fact that my body is. I've kind of had an out of body experience watching myself doing this violence, and I fall on my hands
Tony,
and knees.
your action.
I'm going to go and check Oshin then, see if he's all right. He's collapsed.
Do you want to take Medicogi skill?
Yes. I'll try Medicogi skill.
Well, you could use your what was your therapy bedside manner like you had earlier.
I'll think. Josh, Oshin.
Oh, you finished, have you? Okay.
Yeah, you're right, mate. Hang on. Check Instagram. Okay, I get 2 successes on my Medicogi roll. What does that do for me? For him?
Does that mean I can restore 2 points of something?
No, you can't because you weren't broken. But he is.
Is it only broken in Coriolis?
Yeah, it's only broken in Coriolis.
I need to check. Yeah.
So was there any point in doing that? Really?
There wasn't,
No.
no. But you said, I want to find out whether he's dead or alive. That's the medical
So-
roll.
And I think as
So for my
Yaqub-
successor, do I say that he's fine, basically?
He's fine.
as Yaqub does all that, I then in a very River Tam at the end of Serenity way say, "I'm fine. I'm fine." Obviously not as well as Summer Glau does it, but
Yeah.
otherwise I'd be an actor and I wouldn't be sat on this bloody program, would I?
Ooh.
No, sorry, you have to
So
snub it with
you
us. though.
prefer to be abused by Joss Whedon rather than me? Am I not abusive enough for you? That's
Good.
topical reference, kids.
Am I not abusive? Yes. Okay. Well, pardon me for trying to role play, you know.
Yeah, go ahead. No, it's good role playing. I liked it very much.
I think we want to take the gun off.
Bloke who resents being on the stream. That's good role playing. You've got to see the character you're meant to be playing.
Prior to that, it was though.
I'm going to say to
Right.
Oshin, that was excellent violence, I have to say. That was some of the best violence I've seen for a while. I mean, normally you're shit at melee combat. What's going on?
I think
was,
Isabelita has woken something in me.
Yeah, so let's go over and need to make sure we take the gun away and from Akuba. Search, make sure there's no, take off any other weapons or anything that she might have about her person. Do you want to keep her alive?
I think we might want to. Yeah, surely she probably wants to be interrogated or something.
Yeah.
Or do we just kill her for the? Do we? What's the drop off our balcony?
At this point, the guards come in.
Out of interest, what is the drop?
It would
Yeah, we're
be
just checking
probably a killing drop,
Right.
unless I wanted to turn her into
A long-term nemesis,
Out of the
yeah.
Jerry Abercrombie books. But also, she holds the clue.
Yeah, don't chuck her off the balcony because she's got the clue to the next scenario.
She's got the
guys,
clue.
Okay.
Well, not the next scenario, but
Let's search her.
Yeah, if we kill her, then the trail goes cold.
she's not carrying not much in the way physical of clues. Although you do notice that she has a similar icon necklace around her neck to the ones you discovered on the in the personal effects of the two
In the swamps.
the legionnaires on the ship.
Ah, okay. I think we take that. And we take a gun.
the Peacock Guards say, having communicated with their superiors, say, this woman is apparently wanted. She is
Too right, she bloody is.
Yeah. She nearly got us killed on Kura.
yes. She
Well, and
has-
here, she shot us both.
Well, that's true. Yeah, she just tried to kill us here as well.
Judge Kurahan and
Oh.
the Hegemony had put out a Ijma Earth for her arrest. She went missing shortly after an incident out in the swamp somewhere.
Strange that, isn't it?
Yes.
Did we in our Heroes of Horizon, we're the ones who found out what happened to the emissary chat shows. Did we say what happened to Akuba, that she was involved?
No, I think you told Judge Kurahan
Yeah.
that. And Judge Kurahan swore that she would investigate. She had trusted Akuba and hadn't, and genuinely, you might have used your darkness point thing on Judge Kurahan to make sure that she was telling the truth, but she was genuinely shocked and surprised by that, and she had thought that Akuba was
Trustworthy. Okay, so is Akuba conscious?
She can be, if you have any questions. At some point she will, or now she's broken, somebody could do a Medicurgy roll on her and wake her up, or she will wake up in about an hour's time.
So do you want to wake her up to have a chat before the
I think
guards
we
drag
ought
her
to.
off?
Yeah. Because presumably the fate she's likely to meet at the judge's hands is not going to be a pleasant one.
Well, yes. You're not entirely convinced that the Peacock Guards would take her to the judge.
Where do we think they would take her? Or would they just kill her? Do you think?
If they are no, they say her final fate is above our pay grade.
So Dom Quassar would decide whether she goes to the judge or not. And okay, do I get a sense that actually Dom Quassar would just summarily kill her? Is that what we think?
I don't
in this
think you
situation.
can get that. The guards are innocent pawns here.
Yeah, I wasn't asking the guards, just from what I know of the political situation and
Yeah,
Dom Quassar's relationship
Dom
with
Quassar
the judge.
is who are we talking about?
Not Dom Quassar.
Captain Quassar or
Captain.
Johan Quassar?
Captain. The boss of
Captain Quassar.
the boss of the
Oh,
Zenithians,
Don
yeah.
Quassar, as in I see what you mean now.
Not yeah. The captain
no,
guy.
Well, I don't know whether you know him well enough to wonder what was going on there.
But we suspect that she might not make it as far as the judge if we hand them over to the Peacock Guards. But whether she would disappear or whether she would die or whether she'd be released, we don't know.
No, I think that's fair. But you might think that the judge might be the best place, or even the other adjudicators. But the adjudicators have no sway here on the monolith. Law here on the monolith is pretty Zenithian. Zenithian.
Celosian, shit.
What?
We're in the wrong place.
Do we want to wake her up and have a chat first then? Before we let her in?
I think I'm going to order the guards to stand back, and I think we should take her to the edge of the balcony, and that's where we have the conversation with her, so the guards can't overhear.
Plus we can, dangle it over the balcony.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I get one success at my Medicurgy roll.
Okay, that's
Enough to
enough
wake
to
her.
wake her up, which I guess you do at the edge of the balcony.
Yes.
Yeah, we can drag her body
rather
over
than having
there.
her struggling.
And
she's tied. You've secured her in some way.
I think definitely we'll secure it in some way.
Yeah, I think we can probably, just remove her outfit and stuff. So if she does escape, she's going to draw attention to herself. What's your range?
Mean?
Yeah. What's your ranged combat, Tone?
My ranged combat is Not too bad. 6 dice.
Yeah, same here. Did you want the gun or shall I have it?
Is yours the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, you hang on to it for now, though, John.
Okay. You're probably better at manipulating her. And I'll stand back on Overwatch, Matthew.
Right.
Close enough to hear and be involved in the conversation.
With
But if she does
with a weapon drawn.
with the pistol that she had, yep.
Right, I gotcha.
If she does
And-
anything aggressive towards Yaqub, I'm going to shoot her.
Okay.
So what do we want? So adjudication for Cuba then? It's yeah, we wanted to have another chat with you since you left us for dead in the jungle.
Or actually contrived in our death in the jungle.
So who are you? You know, what's your plan? What are you doing? Who are you working for?
What does this mean? This thing that she was wearing around her neck?
It's a keepsake, she says.
Oh, I've seen it before on other people that have tried to kill us. It's an interesting keepsake.
She is resisting your attempts by saying nothing.
Well, there's an interesting little kind of opportunity here. So there's nothing to stop us slinging you over the edge of this balcony. Like now, actually, unless you give us a reason,
Not to.
like talking to us. Yeah, not to.
If you're not going to tell us anything, then you're of no use to us. And you know, given that you've done your best to kill us, we don't really
Tried
feel that
least.
inclined to bother about keeping you alive. These guards want to take you away. We don't quite know where you'll end up then. Probably not somewhere good, but possibly not immediate death.
Do you want to make a manipulation roll?
Can you get a bonus dice from me because I'm helping in the conversation?
Okay, he can get a bonus dice from you, but also you're going to take 3 dice off because of her cool and calm attitude to this threat of death.
I'm afraid I'm going to give you a darkness point there. And try again.
Thank you very much. I need to stock up for the next.
Nah, no successes.
Right, for no successes, she says, push me off if you will, for I will be one with the beast. And then she just tips herself over the balcony.
I don't think we've sat her on the edge.
You said you took her to the edge.
Well, we took her to the balcony. I kind of had in my mind that she's on the ground by the balcony, ready for us to lift her up and chuck
You
her
said,
over.
we'll take her to the edge so we're well away from the guards.
Yeah,
Okay,
but there's going to be a rail, surely.
right. Well, I think this is all about stonework in this.
Yeah, okay, a stonework then. Stonework.
Okay. Right, she makes a run for it and vaults over the edge.
Okay, I'm going to use my Overwatch and I'm going to shoot her.
Okay, shoot away.
The gun. What does that bonus does that give me?
That was her.
It was accelerator pistol, wasn't it?
I think it's +2. I think it's +2.
+2. Okay, I'm happy to go with +2.
No, +1.
+1. Okay.
+1, 2 points of damage.
Okay, have a darkness point, Matthew.
Thank you very much. This is all good.
Okay, that's 2 successes.
2 successes. So it crits on 1. If you'd like.
Shall I crit her?
Yes.
Well,
Go
she
on.
takes 2 damage. Is that going to break her again anyway? Okay.
Yeah, she's going to be broken on 1.
Okay, fuck it. I'm going to crit her,
Yeah,
bitch. Okay, black first. 13. Rubbish.
Okay. she's ill, unwell though, so she collapses at that. 13 is a nose or something.
Clutches and bashes her nose on the railing.
Yeah, is that
Sprained wrist.
yeah,
so
exactly,
with her
Bruce? I'm
hands
doing
tied
it for
behind
her
her
own
back,
good.
she falls and tries to stop herself with the hands tied behind her back, and somehow manages to sprain one of her wrists.
It's becoming a little bit Carry On like, isn't it? It doesn't seem like we're going to get any information out of it, does it? Really?
Doesn't look like. So we either give her back to the guards or chuck her over the edge anyway.
I'm just thinking if there's any way we can get her to the judge.
Well, I believe when the judge contacted you initially, she said, send all your communications through Yaqub, through adjudicator Akuba. But
Do we still have a
line if you really
we?
read it.
Yeah, okay. I think we still have that.
Well, we don't really. Everything's on your ship, but maybe I'll forgive. Maybe you've got an eidetic memory, Dave, or maybe you wrote it on the back of one of your cards.
They're always with me. There's always some cards. Yeah, okay. I probably did actually. Let's contact the judge and say that we've got Akuba. Yeah, this might not be the best first day on our job for the Azkaban, mightn't it? Taking somebody that they want and giving it to somebody else.
Yeah, I guess just calling the judge doesn't necessarily mean. Yeah, that doesn't immediately put a Cooper in her hands, does it? Because we've still got all these guards sitting outside
She
in our
picks up
apartment.
the communicator. Have you called the judge, or are you not
Yes.
calling the judge?
Are we calling the judge, or should we just chuck her off the edge anyway?
Let's call the judge.
So she wanted
All right.
to tip herself over the edge. You shot her so that she couldn't, just so that you could throw her over the edge. Okay.
If that's the best thing for the future of the Third Horizon, then that's what I'll do.
Well, we've got 3 minutes to go. So the judge answers the call and says, I am honoured. The heroes of Horizon. Plastered across all the bulletin screens up here on Coriolis. And there are you at the very tip of the spire. And yet you call me. I am so humble, she says.
Oh, don't you start, Judge. Bloody hell.
Yeah, we've had enough of that crap from these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
She
we're here,
gives
we've
you a no smile. So, what is it? What do you have that you
We have
call
Judicator
somebody as
Akuba.
lowly as
We have Judicator Akuba. She came to try and kill us. She came to try and kill us. We've subdued her.
Where are you? She says.
We're at our apartment in
Covenant City.
at the base of the monolith.
So this is our veranda here is open,
Yes.
presumably. So if you can come down on this signal with some kind of vehicle, or not you, but somebody, we can load
I
Cooper
too
in there.
remember the ancient speculative fiction of Alada, but no, I don't have a transporter beam. A vehicle, on the other hand.
That's what I said. If someone comes down in a transport,
You must not let anybody, particularly not the Quassar family, remove her. I cannot come myself, but I will send somebody from the city close by in a grab vehicle. And she takes your address and works out where you are. The guards, having given you some time, now want to take her away.
Yeah, we're not quite finished yet. Thank you. Haven't quite got what we want out of her
I
yet.
think is required.
Can Oshian help?
Yes, I think so.
Is Akuba unconscious at this moment still?
At the moment, yes.
Okay,
Just-
I'm gonna.
She had 1 point of hit points
Yeah.
restored, and then you shot her.
Yeah, that's fine. So as this is happening, I'm gonna sit her up in a position on a bench or something next to the stonework at the edge, so that if Tony fails, I'm just gonna sling her off the edge.
I get one
Assuming
success.
I fail my empathy roll, that is, of course.
I get one success, but I'm going to push it, I'm afraid, and give you another darkness
Okay,
point.
thank you. You're stocking up my darkness points for the next adventure.
And I now have
down
two.
to 0.
What are you up to
And
now?
now I'm up to 8. Thank you very much.
8.
Well, I think I gave him 6 for war dancing.
That's true. I get 2 successes then on one manipulation roll.
2 successes. They give you more time. They are just grunts.
Okay, we'll tell them to get
And-
back into their positions, and we will make it look like we're trying to bring her round and interrogate.
Just while we're doing that, to cut it short because we're running over time now.
Yep.
You're still holding her kind of on the edge of the wall, and behind her comes a grab vehicle with a young man in it who says, "My mother sent me. I understand you have a passenger for me."
Yep, here she is.
Right.
Catch.
And
Shove her in.
okay, and he whisks her away. We'll deal with the fallout from that.
Now we've got some. I'm going to go and put some clothes on. Is the first thing I'm going to do now, because I think we might need to be mobile.
I think we may take a break now. I was worried I was going to have to draw a veil over your massages earlier on, but luckily that all happened.
Cool, good stuff.
Yes. So, thank you to our listeners.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you for sticking us with this adventure. I will say, subscribe if you're listening, and yeah, we want more subscribers. So subscribe and like us and all that sort of stuff. And we'll be starting a new adventure next week.
And if you like what we do, look out for stuff from me and Matthew on the Free League Workshop.
Is there something new on the Free League Workshop you think our viewers need to know about?
There might have been something I put up today, so a shameless
But
plug.
on this stream, we can only do stuff that's Coriolis related.
But it is Coriolis related.
Is it Coriolis related?
It is. It's a planetarium of the Mirren chain with over 100 planets and asteroid belts, full color illustrations.
Excellent. Full colour illustrations. Tell me more. Are there maybe plot hooks
And ideas for GMs
and ideas to you?
at an excellent knockdown price. So
I
yes.
thought we decided it was the excellent standard price of $4.99.
It's only 12 cents a page. It's excellent.
Yeah, it is excellent value. 41.
Is that
pages.
basically you sell your content by the page? Is that how you price it out?
Well, yeah, it seems to be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah. We'll
Yeah,
but we'll
anyway.
say goodbye, everybody.
Yes. Goodbye.
Right.